So why can't you improvise? I'm just going to assume that you can't, or at least that you are somewhat dissatisfied with the result when you try to improvise. Many people give up completely and they refrain to pre-composing their solos, and that's fine too. But if you really want to improvise, you want to stick to this video and the next and the next, because this subject is a little bit too big for me to explain it in one video. So I'll be sure to put them in a playlist so you can follow along. So what's the first thing I want to say? What would I have told myself back when I was puzzled about why I couldn't improvise? Well, first of all, there's a fundamental rule here that is so obvious that it's a joke, right? Because when we speak, we improvise, right? I'm not pre-composing whatever I say, it just comes out of me, right? And so with you. But if I'm going to speak in French, it's going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to be satisfied with the result. Right? The same with German and so many other languages, really. Polish, I know nothing of that. But so what we really need to do is make sure that whatever we try to improvise with, we master. And that's the problem. That's the basic problem that I could have told myself, right? Or I would tell myself if I could go back in time, hey, dude, whatever you try to improvise with must be within your skill level and not on a good level, on a mastery level. And that means the first time I was able to improvise, right, the first breakthrough I had was when I simplified everything. When I said, okay, I can do a lot of different techniques and I can do all of that and the tapping and the whatever, right? But what I really need to do is I need to take a blues progression or a simple progression like an A minor here and then an E major chord, right? Just going, and relatively slow, right? Because there are different levels of what I do. One level is the rhythm, right? And if you try to play rhythms that you don't master, it's going to sound like an amateur, basically, right? You have no control. You're just there, right? And secondly, I need to actually master the notes I'm playing. If I do a bend, I have to have that bend sound really just the way I want it. Otherwise, all my improvisations doesn't work. But that makes total sense, right? So the first thing we can do is say, okay, what do I master, right? What can I play? And also, you need to focus on the rhythm and you need to focus on the notes. If you start with the rhythm, most people can do the beats, right? What do I mean by rhythm? I mean if we have a track like this, or it's just me playing two chords, da ba 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 de bo. So most people can go right? So what that means is most people can do the subdivisions of, which is not a subdivision, but is the basic pulse of the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's when people clap in a concert, that's what they do. 1, 2, 1, when we're clapping along to the music. Well, the next level is a little bit harder because then we separate each time frame in between the claps up in 50%, half, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we can just say and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? Then we can separate it up into 4, 1 to 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and if you can play with those subdivisions, you go but that as you have the pulse. If you can do this, then you master rhythm with the 60 notes or the even concept, right? Then there's the art, like the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ba 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 ba. 60 note triplets, 8 note triplets, quarter note triplets, right? Those are the only two. It's even and odd. It's triplets or quadruplets, and then you just chop it in half. It's just faster, basically. That's what we're talking about. But that's the first thing. And the reason why I'm saying this is not to teach you rhythm, but to give you an analytical diagnostic tool that you can use to identify what is it that I'm not mastering here? What is it that I'm trying to do that I really cannot do? And then take it out of your improvisational efforts, because it's going to mess you up every single time. You need to go home and practice it. But you can totally improvise with whatever skills you have at a mastery level. So if all I can do is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Right? Ba, 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 da, right? And then the next I could say, okay, I can do better than that. I can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Dun, dun, dun. Right? But it's not just the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? That's the beginning. But I need to be able to take out all the subdivisions and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 4. Ba 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 ba. And I need to be able to improvise with that rhythm. If I can't do this with my mouth and my fingers, ba 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 da 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 da, right? And I can go for the triplets perhaps in a later, you know. But if I go, these are 8 notes, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, right? Right? Those are the 8 notes. It's kind of low now in volume. And you know, where are your mastery level? And then I can say, okay, I could also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, just double. I mean, you know, so I divide each 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Actually, I got 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? So, but it's the same. So I can go ba ba da 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then suddenly, on that left side, that rhythm part, I can start analyzing what am I actually trying to do and why am I stumbling? Why am I going in the wrong direction when I'm soloing? And then I can keep it simple to what I'm actually mastering. And then I can go out and say, hey, I don't want to just master 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I want to be able to 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I want to double it up. Oh, that was triplets, right? But I want to be able to master that. And that is the first step, basically. Because if you master rhythm, then you can just do, you know, you use a couple of notes and you can create a whole world. Because rhythm is it, right? This is a very slow track. It's a ballad-like track. Or a couple of chords. So rhythm means a little bit less. As soon as it's fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You go ba ba da da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba ba da 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 ba da 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 boo, right? You have to be able to do that. It has nothing to do with the guitar. It's a skill in the body, right? But that's not the point of this video. The point is for you to figure out right now, where are you? What can you do? 8 notes, quarter notes, 1, 2, 3. What can you play around with when you improvise? And then I'll see you in the next video where we'll look at the next element you need to get under control or limit in order for you to improvise freely.